These guys just took some shots of, what was that?
Hey.
Anyways, what we want to talk about is the game itself, right?
Look,
so we have 725 players, super basic and strong.
Before we even start, I just want to make it clear that I'm the only 100% sober one.
100%.
That's the number I said. Sober one. These shot glasses were filled with some kind of
coffee.
Liquid.
Coffee.
I want to come
we
clean.
gotta wake up.
I don't
You
want
don't
to feel
even drink
guilty.
coffee.
Okay.
Hey, I think the match is about to start or something.
I just want it to come
clean.
clean.
Can we talk about the
That's
players?
all. That was pretty fun.
Thank you.
How's it going? Man, that was pretty fun. I gotta say. I was all the way up until the point where I got on the airplane. I was coming up with ways to get out of this shit. And, you know, it was really great. It was really great. Oh, but where to begin? Tournament was great. Everyone was happy. Let me think here. Commentary was fun. 4-man commentary. I've heard no negative feedback from people about 4-man commentary. Me personally, there are a lot of pros and there are a lot of cons. But I think that as long as the people on commentary are good friends and they're used to the conversational dynamic between all 4 people, then it's very good. It can be very good.
That's why he goes by Spag now. And his subs are Spaggets.
Oh my god.
Oh boy.
I think you have to pronounce that with a more Italian spaghetti. You know? You can't say it that way. You spaghetti. Come on, man.
What is that
It's the year
Italian?
2018.
He's not Italian though. Look at that
That's what
flag.
he called him that, not me. Jeez.
Bigot. All right, here
There's
we
that
go.
kind of a GOT at the end, like a bigot.
Okay.
All right, you know what? Let's
Bigot. Okay.
baguette. Baguettes.
Okay. Keep it together. Jesus. He's looking good. Oh, man. I should have stayed home. All right. Be cool. All right, you guys remind me what I was talking about. Oh, yeah. 4-man commentary. Flying sucks. Let's forget about that. I don't want to talk about it because I fucking hated it. Flying was awful. And there were no delays and there were no issues in security and there was only slight turbulence. So you can't really ask for a much better flying experience. 1 hour flight. LAX is crazy. It's like I'm going to some, like, what the fuck, dude? Los Angeles is one of the biggest cities in the world. This airport is like you're going back in time hundreds of years. In those movies, you know, when there isn't enough room on the boat and people are dying of diseases and shit? It's like that. LAX is like that. People in the terminal are laying on the floor. There's dead bodies everywhere. It's like the worst fucking airport ever. And it took me more time to get back to my house from the airport than it did to get back home from fucking NorCal. Isn't that crazy? The traffic is out of control. And I almost barfed in the guy's car. There was this Indian guy, one of Rip's cousins. He was like, don't throw up in the car. He was getting crazy. And I have a bag. He gave me a bag. And so I was holding the bag. My face was fucking buried in a bag on the way home because I was about to throw up in this guy's fucking Honda Civic. I am not into flying. Let's not talk about flying. Let's not talk about anything related to the flight. Let's focus on the good shit. StrongStyle. It was magnificent. Bronson was deflating my fucking schlong with his attitude beforehand. I don't know what was causing that, but it could have been the stress of running a StrongStyle. I don't know. The point is that it was like super great. As soon as I got there, everyone was having fun. Everyone had this really good, like, I don't know, like attitude and vibe. Nobody had a negative attitude except for Spaghetti Rip for like one evening.
Rolling Circus. It's in town. Oh my God. Wow. Impressive work.
Spaghetti Rip sent to the...
Bronson with a shit-eating grin on his face. Nice job.
It's nice to know that one of our shittier players in NorCal is better than one of the best players in Europe. How about that?
All right.
Wow.
All right.
Wow.
Nicely done, PBB.
Hey, good job.
Yeesh.
Good job. Yeah, I know. Easy. I know it's easy.
Wow, the T.O. dropping a little bit of shit talk there.
PvP walked off stage and literally mouthed it easy.
Wow, easy.
Where you at, EU?
Wow.
Where you at?
Oh man, you trying to get beat up by the Kuma player?
Fist fights? All right, I'm down. This is gonna get good. Damn, StrongStyle. All right. Fist fights. Okay.
But that even got ironed out before they got into a fist fight. It was so fucking like, what a letdown. All right, we were getting a little bit of a roller coaster here with the story, arc, and then before you know it, they're taking pictures on Twitter with their arms around each other like a couple of et ceteras. So, okay, everyone loved it. Everyone was happy. The matches were really it felt like the matches were really tight and compressed. There wasn't that much downtime. The tournament seemed like it went off without a hitch, no delays. I don't know, what are the complaints? I haven't heard any complaints. It seems to have been a very smooth tournament. Very smooth, beginning to end. No complaints, right? Not too many issues. Couple of start button, home buttons. Okay, that happens. 4-man commentary. That was new for me. I was talking about it earlier, and I like it. For the most part, I like it. I think that it's dangerous because it's more likely to get a really... I don't know if I'm right about this, but it feels like it could be likely to get a shitty group if you're not careful. Basically, what I'm saying is chemistry is more important with 4 people than it is with 2 people. You see what I'm saying? It's been a long day, okay? Give me a break. I'm running low on Gorm right now. I almost threw up 4 times today.
Thank you.
You know that? Today. 1 time on a plane and 3 times in a car. Isn't that crazy? Stuck in fucking traffic. I don't want to talk about that. Oh yeah. So the group of people is very important. And I think that if the group is good, it could be really great. So yeah, overall I like that aspect of it. Commentary was a lot of fun. I always feel a little bit nervous before I do it. But it's always like, man, this is no reason to be nervous. It's very easy to me. It's like riding a bike or whatever, easy to do. You just sit down and put that shit on your head and you start watching Tekken. The hardest part of commentary to me is reading the ads.
Hey, hold on. Let me chime in on that Guardian. Dude, that thing is awesome. I'm using it right now, and it's replaced all my traveling luggage. It's too good.
Yeah,
there's
Guardian
all
of
your luggage? Yeah, I just put everything in there. It's the best. It's the best. Forget carrying sticks. I don't even put a stick in there. It's just awesome for everything. Anyway, these things are awesome too, Rip. The Guardian backpack, I'm telling you. I always forget the name of it because there's all these weird names. Obsidian, Aegis, That's the one.
There was a couple other bags around that were okay, but definitely that was the first.
You should try the new bag,
fight stick bag.
I have it too.
Bag. Oh,
it's
you do?
Good. But the thing is, that's not for...
All right, cut it out, guys. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, JDCR is coming up next. Stay tuned.
Guardian...
Right? So reading the ads, of course, Sajam and Steve, those guys are all pros at that. I don't like reading the ads. And also, the other thing that's hard is small talk, but it can be really easy depending on who you're with. So for me, it felt like super easy. Really enjoyable experience. Seglia and the 10-0 guys are like, at this point, they're like experts. They're like those orange guys at Willy Wonka's chocolate factory, except the only one that actually looks like that is Hanzo Gonzo, But they all work hard and they make sure the chocolate river is flowing and it's like really cool. They're experts. You know what I mean?
Thank you.
So they did a great job. They made that part of the production perfect. Whoever ran the tournament made that work out perfectly. I mean, it was dope, dude. I mean, what else can you say about it? It was awesome. Match quality was great.
GG's at StrongStyle. Your happiness there seemed to be the happiest you have ever been while commentating.
Well, I definitely enjoyed it, and I was surrounded by people who were also enjoying it. So it's hard not to be happy in that environment.
Only complaint is that the snack bar lady sold bananas for $2 whole.
How about tenderloin? Who's that?
Oh, D-Book.
What the hell? I thought that was Rip.
NYK versus Nemo.
Oh, what?
NYK, what game?
Crazy, dude. Spencer, turn off the mic.
With Tasty Steve in the crowd.
What the hell? This is crazy. Did I drink?
100% sober, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Seems like nothing but positive feedback on that 4-man shit, right? I haven't heard anyone complain. And that's Tasty Steve's soundboard was hilarious. You know me, I'm usually like, you know, I try to not laugh at these weak-ass punchlines these guys come up with, but that shit was getting me every time. Because there's 4 people talking. And you know, the whole time I'm blocking out like everything Bronson is saying, right? So I'm trying to ignore him. And then out of nowhere you hear Steve. It's like, what the fuck? Is he in my head? You know? Is that you, Steve? It was pretty funny. I liked it. I liked that. That was funny. And you know, that's what I'm all about, man. If anything makes me laugh, you know, I'm in. You make me laugh, you're all right by me. I got my arm twisted into playing in the tournament myself, right? And my first match of even casuals, because Rip and No Pants couldn't figure out how to turn on their own fucking laptops. I mean, at 2 a.m. Friday night, I'm in the bracket, right? 2 a.m., 3 a.m. Friday night, I'm in the bracket, right? So I'm like, hey, No Pants or Rip, you guys have laptops. Can we turn this fucking thing on so I can play a couple of games? They spent, it felt like an hour trying to figure out how to sign into Steam. These guys are like fucking computer engineers and shit, right? And they couldn't figure out how to sign into Steam. So by the time anything even happened, I was like, all right, you know what? I'm going to bed. So I start playing in the tournament and I get my shit pushed in by this Yoshi player. I'm sure you guys all saw that, right? And I was thinking to myself like, man, it feels like I've never played Geese before in my life. It feels like this was the first time I ever played him. Because you know how I always say, it doesn't matter how much you practice anything. Playing a character in a tournament is like it's like moving in with your girlfriend. You didn't know she did that weird shit while she eats while she's taking a shit? What? You never told me about this shit? You know, stuff like that. You never know until you play, right? So I was like, okay, I'm playing in the tournament, I'm getting fucked up, and I'm like, okay, this is no good. Let me switch to Sergey, right? Let me switch to Sergey Dragunov. And it was amazing, the difference in, like, it was like instinct. The situations, I didn't have to think about them. It was like so much easier and natural, more natural. Now, I haven't played Dragunov in a really long time. Not only have I not played Tekken in a while, like a week or a week and a half whenever Monster Hunter came out, but Dragunov in ages. I was, of course, dropping a lot of combos and my execution was off. But in the clutch, I was doing things that were more natural. So it really made me feel like, okay, after I think I went 3-2, right? So I lost my first game, went to loser's bracket, and then I won 3 matches, one of which being against a Euro guy. So, you know, it always feels good sending a guy packing, right? So that felt good. His name was Sherdell from Merry Old England, I think. I went 3-2 in losers. But I feel like I want to play some Sergey. As soon as I get through yippity-yapping about all this shit, I think I want to play some Sergey. And maybe a little bit of Devil Jin, too. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how pissed I get. Anyway.
JT Chinoy, Joey Fury, speed kicks and peeling. Speed kicks and peeling and StrongStyle again. Wade Gamble and Rick Thug, JDCR Realist, and Kane and Boncho.
Okay, so I know someone wants to bring it up.
I looked at him and I was like, hey, buddy, you all right? And he looked up. He showed his face, and it was speed kicks. And speed kicks had this look on his face, like someone just removed his soul through his bunghole. Later I found out that bunghole soul remover was Princess Ling. So don't ever fuck with this motherfucker, alright? This guy will remove your soul through your bunghole. I'm telling you, StrongStyle was a tournament for the record books. This is a true story. This is a true story. You have my word.
Well, you heard it from the man himself. Protect your bungholes.
You know how they showed that speed kicks clip from my channel? That was a surprise. In fact, I didn't see that on stream or in person. I was outside. And then I came back in and they were like, did you see that? So I saw it later. But yeah, I didn't see it. I thought it was funny, but I heard that speed kicks didn't think it was funny, which, you know, I mean, whatever, man. I don't even want to get into that shit, but it's probably in everyone's best interest to just not get butt hurt, right? That's always the best advice, you know? Spaghetti Rip, good advice for him. Speed kicks. Anyone else who's trying to get butt hurt, you know, it's just really the best strat, man. Don't get your butt's feelings involved and everyone will be cool, you know? You know, a lot of people asked me about that story because it's funny, man. That's fucked up. I forgot about the way I told it until I watched that clip. The way he reveals his face. That shit was tight. It really brought me back to the moment. I mean, when I watched myself telling the story, it reminded me of the story because I didn't really remember it all that well. Shit was funny. Anyway, man, it's, you know, let's not talk about it. I like talking shit. What's the big deal? It's just because I like to laugh. Give me a break. Who doesn't like to laugh? You ever tried it before? Feels good. Anyway, Peeling, thanks again. I was wondering why we weren't able to hear the commentators inside the room. The reason for that is because Bronson doesn't like that, and this is his tournament. He doesn't like that the players would be able to hear the commentators, and I don't fucking blame him because I don't like that either. I don't like it either. I think that he's 100% right. The players shouldn't hear the commentators because I'm over here talking shit, right? Like making people laugh, you know, and these guys are trying to concentrate. It's almost like I am their opponent as well as their opponent. So Bronson is right. You shouldn't hear the commentators, but that is the... Keep in mind, Bronson is a player and he cares the most about the player. But other people care more about the viewer, attendee, stream monster, and etc. So he got his way because this is he's the maestro and this is his tournament. But other people's tournaments, they like other things. So it's really a matter of whoever's running the show. And as far as I'm concerned, I'm a hired magician. You know, I'm over here showing you my prestige. It's not my fucking business if the tournament organizer wants the crowd to hear my voice or if they want only the stream to hear my voice or the commentator. That's not my business. But as far as my personal opinion, I definitely think the players should not hear the commentators because it's really like difficult for a human to block it out. Simple as that.
Thank you.
It was so pleasant. You know, I don't go to tournaments all that much anymore, so seeing everybody and hanging out and you know, talking to everyone outside and shit, it was awesome. And then the matches were super sick and the tournament was smooth, so everyone that was there was really happy. I mean, what else could a girl ask for, man? StrongStyle was a hit. These guys are so fucking lucky. I mean, I don't know if it's luck or skill, but they run really good tournaments, you know? I don't know what else to say. I mean, StrongStyle, the last one, it was a really great tournament. 4 years ago, everyone who was there loved it. There was awesome competition, but there was no stream, right? So it was like, what the fuck? Only like, it was like some Stonecutters shit. Secret club, you know? This time, it was like the same thing, Stonecutter shit, secret club, except everyone's invited. It's not a no homers club. Every homer is invited, not just one. You know what I mean? You feel me, Bruce? Doesn't that make you want to go to more tournaments? Well, look, I would go to every tournament in the book if I could just be there. But I got on a 1 hour flight to get to StrongStyle. Listen to this shit. 1 hour flight, and I almost barfed 3 times.
The pizza was hella good and
I don't like flying.
Thanks from Colorado. ATP Quan.
At StrongStyle, we discovered when everyone, like 10 people were hungry, and we didn't, you know, what kind of car are we going to take? A Canyonero? Let's look for a Round Table Pizza. There was one nearby that delivered. So we ended up having Round Table Pizza on one of the days, and Java Stout was there. It was. I think everyone liked it. In fact, one of those stoners that was eating Round Table Pizza was Lioncock. I was going to bring this purple name having motherfucker up right now. He's from New York, right? And he said it's the best West Coast pizza I ever had. So, of course, he's going to be one of those, like, New York pizzas, godlike, you know? He's going to be one of those, right? So, I mean, I'm just saying, Round Table is good, is what I'm saying. Anyway, thanks, Java Stout. I enjoyed it, too. And I had pepperoni on my pizza for the first time since November of last year. And let me tell you, I dreamt about it that night. So, let's not even talk about pepperonis, okay? Or else my gout's gonna flare up, all right? Let's not talk about it. But it seemed to be a hit among the local wildlife. And it wasn't long until the fucking vultures showed up. Oh, is that pizza? You know, the vultures showed up. And of course, some of them were cool, right? Some of these vultures were cool. And I was like, yeah, grab a plate. Come on in. But then the lower level vultures showed up behind the higher level vultures. And those guys don't even ask, right? But there was one guy that didn't even ask. He just went in for the slice, right? And I was, you know, I saw him and I was going to be like, yeah, sure, motherfucker, you can have one. But that would be currently Rude Aris. Formerly Rude Aris, I gave him napkins. I said, hey, you need napkins, amigo? I didn't even know this fucking guy was. Who is this fucking guy? That's immediately what I thought. Who is this guy? Look at his mustache. He's scooping up a slice of this primo Round Table, and I don't know who he is. But I gave him a napkin. Let me tell you what the real lore is. The real lore is, going up to StrongStyle, every time I talked to fucking Bronson, it was like he didn't even want to run it. He was like not hype about it. If you're not going to be hype about it, how am I supposed to be hype about it? So the real secret lore is, I didn't even fucking want to go. I didn't even want to go. And it wasn't even that big of a secret either, because when I was playing Monster Hunter before I went, I was like, I don't want to go, right? Big fucking secret, right? But that was some, like, I don't know what to call that, right? But it was, I was wrong. That's the bottom line. As soon as I got there, I realized I was wrong. It was...
Lo, don't listen to him anyways. I was too shy to say hi, so GGXD.
Well, let this be a lesson that don't be too shy. Because all those other weird-ass motherfuckers weren't too shy. And it's not like they're going to, like, you know, nothing's happening to them. So you should be brave like those weird-ass motherfuckers and just be like, hey, what's up? And, you know, we won't have an issue.
Thank you.
Don't worry about it. Nice meeting you if I met you. And if I didn't meet you, don't be so shy next time. You might regret it.
I was at StrongStyle too with my Vietnamese MILF.
One time, Aris was at Wednesday Night Fights, and my girlfriend wanted to get a picture with Aris, but she was too scared. You guys really need to get a little more brave.
Good stuff this weekend, Lord Aris.
Hey, thanks very much. You know, one time I was at Pink's Hot Dogs, and Henry Winkler was in line with me. And I was thinking to myself, damn, dude, that's Arthur Fonzarelli in line waiting for a hot dog right next to me. If I don't start talking to him now, I'm going to regret it for the rest of my life. So I turned around and I said, hey, man, I'm a big fan. And he and I shook hands. And when Arthur Fonzarelli and myself touched hands, there was a shockwave because of that level of coolness had never been together before. Arthur Fonzarelli and me, the point is, I'm so glad I decided to turn around and talk to him. So, you know, don't be, you know, so scared. What's the big deal? What am I going to do? Kill you? I'm not going to kill you. What were we talking about? Realist, what up, man? Nice performance. Let's not talk about that, okay? People are going to say I'm an ignorant bigot, dude. Let's not talk about that. I met this guy like, I don't know how many times, and every time I meet him, I tell him nice to meet you. I did this, okay, so you know that happens a lot with me, right? I'm like, hey, nice to meet you. It's someone I've met before. So then this time, there was this guy I saw, and he's like, hey, Aris. And I thought just by the way he was looking at me, I must have met him before. So I was like, hey, man, I remember you. And then he was like, oh, we've never met before. And I was like, oh, fuck. All right, well, the truth is I only said that so you wouldn't get butthurt if I've already met you before. But since we haven't met, then whatever. All right, I'll remember you next time. So I think I'm going to remember him next time because of this incident. So whatever, we'll see how it works. Anyway, the strats are still being ironed out, okay? The meeting fans strategies, but I remember you, bud. Anyway, what were we talking about?
Thank you.
The matches, super great. Edge of your seat, both days. Edge of your seat matches, upsets. Just, you know, really great. I mean, overall, match quality was top tier. Tournament quality was top tier. The stream quality was top tier. So, I mean, it was a hit. I don't even know what else to say about that. So, good shit. Bronson, Subtle, 725. These are like the three horsemen, right? But then, of course, there's like an army of people that were, you know, involved with making this shit happen. Reno Face and Bloodhawk were putting together these racing, you know, streamer chairs. And I was just like, man, you know, you talk shit, right? But if these guys didn't take the time to put these chairs together, we wouldn't be sitting on anything, right? So it was just like really, everyone did their part, and it looked like a really cool beehive of bees that were making some real sweet honey. You know what I mean? So, good shit. Nice work. It was a hit. We need to have more events like this. Obviously, it was sick. It should have been part of the world tour, but I think the timing was a little weird, so it was a bit early, but it was great. Overall, it was fantastic, and, you know, good job, everybody.
Remember to subscribe and leave a thumbs up.
I think he was trying to time that for the YouTube video later.